Probably.
Hold on. No. I can't even. Hold on. Give me a second.
You usually can't.
I know.
You struggle a lot of the time.
I know. No. Okay. No. Okay. Look. Yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is a recent story.
Mm.
Yesterday, I came home.
Oh, so that was it. That was the part of the masturbation story. You came at home.
Not even. That's the problem.
So you're telling me you got a problem getting it up? You have erectile dysfunction?
Not at all. But when I got several different people trying to talk to me.
I was really tempted to say something, but I wasn't going to do it on this podcast. That's a joke I'll have to wait till after the podcast.
Oh, fuck off. I know exactly what you're going to say. Fuck off.
Welcome to Walk Without the Tongue. I'm your co-host, Justin.
Jacob. Dick.
Yeah, that's what you got.
Eventually. Anyway. So, I came home, right? Let's try and do a... God, I don't know if I want to tell this story, though.
Oh.
Okay, fuck it. Okay. So...
I think I can already take a guess as to what this is. You were trying to, release the beast. And...
Just masturbate. I was trying to masturbate yesterday. Right? I was sitting there in the bathroom.
You were just being hit up by a bunch of people.
No. Hold on. It's the way it happened, though. Everything was fine.
Friendster.
Right? Nobody. It was Nanny was home. Right. That was it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and just hang out, masturbate. So I was sitting there doing my thing. About 5-ish minutes in. Hello? I'm like, what? It was quiet. I didn't know if you left again. I go, no, Nanny. I'm here. Just about to shower.
I just engaged stealth mode is all. It's when you use the 3 fingers and you wrap your thumb around your pinky.
What?
You never used stealth mode?
What?
I had a lot of practice with stealth mode. I'm just saying.
I'm not. Okay, so that happened, right? Right. Hold on, I'm trying to remember the order things happened.
Chris,
That happened. Then, about not even a full 5 minutes later, I get a call from another friend. I'm just gonna keep it. I got a call from another friend. And, well, he tried to call. He texted me. He goes, hey, this is important. This is really important. And I go, what? He's like, pick up. I pick up the phone. He's showing a video of another one of my friends shitting naked. And the last thing I hear and see before it hangs up is, hey, show him your balls. And I'm like, nope. Hangs up. Not even a full minute after that. Not even a full minute. Seconds after I hang up, I get a call from my friend's girlfriend for an unrelated reason. Wasted. Hey, Jacob! I'm like, what? Then I hear in the background, I think he's mad. Hang up.
Gotcha.
About 2 minutes later, I get a call from that shithead and the other shithead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what they said at this point. They're like, hey, yeah. Oh, no. They were going to go out that night. Yesterday, right? They were going to go out last night. Mm-hmm. Hey, we didn't go to the club like we were going to. You want to go out to wherever they said they wanted to fucking go? At that point, I was just over it. I was like, fuck. Sure, why not? As I proceed to stand up and get in the shower. I was like, fuck it. Whatever.
So y'all all went to the club last night as well?
No, we didn't. The place that they wanted to go was closed, and we ended up going and sitting in the back of Walmart eating cookie dough chips and playing on our phones because there's a nice mother's lounge in the back of Walmart. If you didn't know that, it's quite nice. It has chairs, sinks,
No, I did not know.
really comfortable chairs. But the fact that everything was so calm and like I was like, all right, this is gonna be just a relaxing time. Nobody's bothering me. Everything's gonna be fine. They're out. Friends are off doing whatever they're doing. I'm gonna just relax, play video games, do whatever. And in the span of like 3 minutes, it was just a barrage of just, hey, 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 hey. And I'm like,
That one chaotic spot in D&D where literally nothing goes right.
Speaking of D&D, actually, that actually just brought up today. That's a whole nother beast that also tortured Jacob. No, this is the beast that he wasn't able to release. Instead, this
I
beast
want to hear this one.
was kicking his ass. This beast is known as probability, and it apparently is my bitch, but is a bitch to Jacob. So,
I don't even want to talk about it. Have fun,
well,
Jack.
I
I'm
do.
not gonna make coffee. I like you mention it. I'm legit about to tear up. I'm so mad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We might die because the dice won't cooperate.
So, today we are fighting this ancient lightning dragon called Tibet the Swift.
Can you give me another Mountain Dew?
And this foe of ours is very powerful. Needless to say, this is a very dangerous situation. And Jacob here, there's a running joke at the table. Jacob is just shit at rolling. He's just, luck is never on his side, despite the fact he has the lucky feature. Luck,
So bad.
it's never on his side.
So bad.
And he, at one point, rolled something at advantage. And what that means is you roll twice and you take the higher number. He rolled at advantage, and he got 2 1s at the same time. 2 1s at the same time. That's on a 20-sided die, so that's like a pretty low chance. I reach over and just out of curiosity, using his die, I wonder what I would have gotten. I rolled a natural 20, right after he got 2 nat 1s. Needless to say, this emotionally broke Jacob to the point that he said that he was literally on the brink of mad tears. Like, physically angry tears.
But the fact that no roll that mattered was above a 10?
And to be fair, you did get that 1 natural 20 on that saving throw.
Oh, wow, that 120. The chances. The probability.
Hold on, I want to see
Out of
something.
a D20. My veins are popping.
You said you rolled it 41 times before you got a natural 20? 41 times. Allison here is going to bring in some a D20 for us to demonstrate. Let's see what you get, Jacob. A 7, an 8, a 15,
We're saying
a 4.
We're saying how long it takes to roll 20.
All right.
No, keep listening.
Oh, shit. How many did you just roll?
It was a 14, a 1, and something else.
So what's that total? 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it took you 19 times to get a natural 20. Let's see how long it takes me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was cocked. Where'd it go? Oh, where'd you go? Come on, Joe.
Jab it.
Where'd you go? There it is. I was on roll 4, right?
Yeah.
So this is roll 4. Hey, I got a natural 20 on roll 4. So it took you 19. It took me 4. I just have a better relationship with Luck. Let's see Luck's relationship with Allison.
Shit.
All right, that's a 17 for 1. Ah! She got a natural 20 on her second roll. So, yeah, no, just basically today, for those of you that aren't nerdy at all, which I think there's like 1 or 2 of you, because I think these things get like 7 views per thing. But point is, for those of you that aren't remotely nerdy at all, the moral of the story is, all you need to know is Jacob is a very unlucky person.
He's a very shitty roller.
That's just all it is. It's just luck is not on his side. He's a very unlucky person. It's humorous. It really is humorous. Because it's not me. Because it's not me.
I'm literally gonna build a voodoo doll of you and just like make him have good luck in rolling. Hopefully that will help. Either that's gonna help.
If a voodoo doll of Jacob was made, he honestly would have better luck leaving the voodoo doll in someone else's hands that he doesn't even know than leaving the voodoo doll actually in his hands. Because knowing how things just pan out for Jacob, he'd end up getting himself killed with that voodoo doll within the next week.
He'd probably get really fucking
I
angry.
wouldn't get to die. I'd hurt myself in such a way where I'd have to live in pain and suffering for this long and won't have control over killing myself or not, and the person in charge of me won't do it.
Yeah, he'll end up paralyzed. He'll end up a vegetable.
What's that one? The butterfly effect. You'll end up like Ashton Kutcher in that.
Fuck.
But yeah, that was
The Ashton Kutcher vegetable.
yeah.
This is good coffee.
This is good coffee. That's good.
Yes.
What's going on in the background today, Jacob? We're about 12, 13 minutes in, and we're just now establishing something in the background. Yeah, why not?
I don't know. Give me a fucking. You started talking about it. I'm pissed again. Hold on. When I say I'm pissed.
Let's what the hell is that? What's Neverwinter?
It's D&D, but video game.
I thought it was just, summer all year long.
In
What?
Kentucky?
What about the other ones?
Doubt that.
Nah, don't worry about spring. Don't worry about fall. Cryptic launcher. Please wait. Please be patient. Try to update the launch.
Okay. Yeah. So the background's updating.
Even the background has to update. Oh my gosh.
My boredom will be the end of this world. My luck will be the end of this world. Why did you put the chair like that?
I don't know.
What's going on in your life, Justin?
You're not a baby anymore.
So work has been a pain in the ass because of the fact that all week this week they've got me going from West Paducah to downtown, then from downtown to Calvert City, then from Calvert City back to West Paducah.
Why? Why?
Let me explain what's going on. So there's been some.
It's dying.
Here, have the charger in there.
My charger?
His.
So there have been some complications at work, and needless to say, they've got me spread it across the 4 winds. And what's going on is basically, I have to go between 2 different sites that we got, the downtown contract and the Calvert City contract. So I go from West Paducah to downtown. That takes me about 15 to 20 minutes. Then from there, from downtown to Calvert City, that takes me about 40 minutes. And then from Calvert City back to West Paducah, when my day is done and I go home, well, technically I don't go home. First I go to the gym to work out. Then I go home. That's another 40-minute drive.
Yes.
And then I go to the gym. I'm there for about an hour. And then once I'm done at the gym, I then go home, which is about a 5-ish minute drive. So as far as when I start my work day, not counting whatever errands I run before I go to work, as far as my work day, I have about a collective 100 minutes of driving a day. That's just work related. That's not counting errands that I run sometimes before work. Just 100 minutes a day I am on the road.
God, is the job even worth it at this point? You sound like you're going to be putting more gas into your car.
That's where they did give me a raise to compensate for the fact that I will be driving all around. They bumped me up from $12.50 to $13.50.
Well, if they weren't such hard asses and, would look past, the cover of certain people's books and work with people, maybe they could hire on more people and,
Books?
actually get stuff going. Don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, you're talking metaphorical.
Yes, not actual books.
I thought there was like a book or... What do you know that I know? About my family business.
The fact that rules are being forced on others that aren't being forced on the people in charge, and it is unfair and not right, but, that's whatever.
To be fair, though, Jason is also running from building to building, too.
And personal feelings are being taken into certain things that shouldn't be, but,
Regardless. No, it is worth it at this point right now because I am making significantly more here than I would be anywhere else when I first joined them. And also, hours are a little bit easier to cooperate with this than I can anywhere else. Those are the only two things keeping me. And even the ladder is starting to be stretched. But regardless, it's more just because of the fact that I know for a fact they're going to be willing to cooperate with me more when I get into the guard. That's the big kicker, is the fact that they're going to be willing to cooperate with me a lot more once I'm in the guard than anyone else. Because if anyone...
No.
Because...
No, not necessarily, because if you get in the guard, then legally any job you get has to give you those hours.
But they can... But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Yes, they do have to give me those hours, but they don't have to give me specifically those hours in a time that I ask them to. It's a matter of... Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay, so basically, it's that time that I would be missing out, right? Let's say, because like right now, if when I'm working with them, all right, I'm able to have it set to where I have every weekend off. Only reason I worked this Sunday was because I had to train for a new site. For the past year, since I've been back, they have been able to keep their word and I've always been able to depend on my weekends off. I can't do that with a lot of places and get the same pay that I'm getting right now.
Well, theoretically, if you go to places that give you this same pay, they're the ones that would be willing to work with you on the same level. I mean, I'm not saying go to McDonald's job or something like that would pay high, but stuff like that, they wouldn't work with you. But like, shit like I'm working with, they're willing to work with me. Like, if I need a certain day off, I'd be like, hey.
I'm trying to get 2 days. 2 consecutive back-to-back days, always off.
Yeah. Ours would work with that. I just told them, hey, I can work all these days. And I need, on these days, these times off. And they're like, okay. I mean, given sometimes, since the job I work.
Okay, yeah, see, that silent is what I'm talking about.
But I mean, it's the same case like you. Like you had to train on something new.
That was
same case.
The first time in a year, dude.
Oh.
I'm just saying, as far as as far as being able to depend on having my weekends, and that's what I want. I want my weekends. Especially whenever I get back from basic again, because I'll have to have my weekends, because I can't work on a regular schedule on Sundays and Saturdays, because one of those Sundays and Saturdays, I'd always be at drill.
Okay.
I've made it clear to my family way down the road that this is not something long term. Everyone at this company knows that no one is really working in our company for long term.
I don't know. I think you're already technically long term, but
No, Jacob, you're not taking lack of benefits into consideration. There are no long term benefits. 3 years is not long term, dude.
well,
You have to think about actual long term.
okay. Then what's your next go? What's the next step? Because you've already like changed it and canceled what you want to do like 7 times.
No, guard has always been what I'm working on.
Yeah, I don't. No, I mean like outside of the guard. Are you gonna go full-time guard?
No.
Okay.
I've never had anything concrete after the guard. I have always had the mindset.
What are you gonna do to get away from current job?
How I've always, I guess this is peeking to my personal shit a little too much. I might add on a podcast hour, but if we are gonna,
Really, I think I've been keeping things pretty broad.
but, honestly, I've never really had any concrete plans. Even when I do get into the guard, I have always had the mindset of basically once I get into the guard, get my 3 years in, get those college benefits. I'm gonna use that time while I'm in the guard to figure out more of what I want to do as far as a lifelong career. I've never really been anchored down in that.
Aha! Hold on. Let me find the right wording. It's a form of winging it, but with directions.
I mean, yeah. Basically.
No. There's a much more safe way to put that up there.
But I mean, if you go back and look at my high school quote, even then I said I have no idea how I have gotten to here and I am just winging it.
I just rickrolled everybody.
But the point is, I have always been of the mindset that I don't know exactly what long-term, career I want to do after the guard. I've always had the mindset that I will find that out while I'm in the guard. This job right now, cleaning, is just to keep money in my bank account.
Okay.
Believe me, I've been offered multiple times to become the owner of this business, and every time I've said no.
Oh, I mean, don't.
Yeah,
I
that sounds
feel
like a bad idea. I wouldn't.
If I ever was going to own a business, it would not be cleaning.
Also, if I'm being completely honest, I don't see this business going long term. Whatever.
Now, granted, I will give my family business because that's what we're. Man, this is just CX3 Cleaning. If you need cleaning services, please contact CX3 Cleaning for a job well done and the first time, every time. So, advertisement out of the way. That's our sponsor. Our sponsor today is CX3.
You know what? Nope. I am taking executive orders here. I refuse
By all means.
anything else. The guard, the military, U.S. government. U.S. government
My
is our
family
sponsor.
business that I am to a degree proud of.
Yes.
Gotcha. Draken.
Wait. Alright, I'll compromise with you. What was it that was cleaning before it came into the big commercial cleaning business?
What it still does now?
No, it was like a much smaller scale.
Residential. But
I want that sponsor.
that wasn't a thing. We don't even do residential right now, so
I
if
know,
anything,
but I
you're
want
going to
that
get
sponsor.
complaints and actually hurt the reputation of the company. That's 7 people. We'll make or break this family business, Jacob.
No, well, those 7 people can't fucking. They couldn't even get close to paying for anything like that.
Our sponsor today is CX
You know who listens?
Cleaning.
Me? You. About 7 times.
I have only ever watched these twice. Thank you very much.
And then it's probably me clicking on the video so I can edit out their video.
Oh my god. Well, no, that is our not sponsor.
When y'all were residential cleaning.
And now. But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I will give us credit where credit is due. We ran a local business completely out of business. We destroyed our competition. We have done amazing. Amber's cleaning, no longer a thing. Bluegrass cleaning, they are afraid of us.
Hurt their feelings. Goddamn, Justin.
This is the competitive seed.
I'm so confused.
There was a local business called Amber's Cleaning, and they were like 3.5 on the local rating for like businesses.
Mm-hmm.
We came around, started getting contracts, started taking contracts from them. Well, not taking them from them, but taking getting opportunities to side with us. Pointless to say, whenever we showed up, and since we've been shown up, they went from a 3.5 to a 1-star. We're a 5-star with double the reviews than them. If there's one thing we have, it's reputation. People know that we do the best job with the least amount of people.
Nice.
Yeah. That's why I said I will give credit where credit is due. But yeah.
But you also got to be careful because you run yourself into the hole when you start wanting to get bigger and more contracts. And
Oh no,
there's not
believe
many
me,
people.
I have.
But
I've always personally said that I think we stretch ourselves too thin. I really do. I've said it before that what I think is an issue that we have is that we bit off more than we could chew, and we didn't have the appropriate workforce size to tackle the contracts. We put the cart before the horse.
yes.
And I think that's why the business is struggling so hard. I've said that since the beginning.
No,
But-
this game ain't gonna work for me right now.
So was your mom all strict on the way you cleaned your room?
I mean, here's the thing, myself. I am kind of a neat freak myself. So I keep everything. It doesn't look pretty, but it's organized, if that makes sense. My
That's
room.
how I live my whole life.
Yeah.
Unorganized mess.
Yeah, it's not that it's unorganized. It is organized.
No,
it's
I
just,
said unorganized.
Yeah.
Organized mess.
Okay, you said unorganized.
And I said unorganized. Just came out real fast.
Yeah, it came out as as in UN, the prefix attached to organized to emphasize that it wasn't
I
organized.
didn't know I was going back to school.
To be fair, I loved English. English was probably one of my, I loved English just as much as I loved history.
I wouldn't say I loved
feel
it, but it was my
English was
easiest.
The easiest.
Yeah.
English was
Oh.
the easiest.
Especially if you had Mr. Hantak.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I
She didn't go to our school.
Yeah, I know she didn't go to Tellman.
Which,
Or she didn't go. She didn't go to McCracken. She went to Tillman. But as far as actually the shit that we were learning, I legitimately was interested in and respected what I learned in history and English. Math and science can just go die in a ditch for all I care.
I actually really enjoyed science.
I hate math and science is tolerable
for
at
some
best.
reason, I could never get behind science. Math was another thing.
I don't support it.
It was whoever was teaching it, because I had 2 years out of my high school, whatever you call in high school, the same teacher who hated me for no reason. And when I say that, like, I know most people are like, oh, shit, because you were a bad kid. No. When you ask anybody who's in that goddamn class, she picked me out from the start and did not like me. Oh, I never wanted to actually hit a teacher before. But oh my god.
I felt that way about not a teacher, but like someone in office. She is now principal at Tillman.
Yeah, but
She was
Sebastian changed that to that. The little group chat that only you, me, and Kat are in. He changed it. Retreat.
all right. You got any funny stories, Justin? I've told like 1.5.
Here, funny stories. Honestly, here's the thing, you're asking me to think about finding funny stories, so it probably
I'm
won't
just
be.
saying, you got anything going on in the past few days, weeks? I don't know. We haven't done this in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we haven't done this in a hot minute. Man, no, I've got nothing really going on. All I've been doing has just been working out, going home, relaxing until I fall asleep, rinse and repeat. On the bright side, I have lost about 10 pounds in the past month.
You know what? I'm gonna be real honest. I probably gained those 10 pounds that you
Granted, though, I found out that I've been making this extremely harder on myself, and I forgot to do some stuff that I did last time, which is last time I lost significantly more weight in the same time frame, and I realized what I've been doing wrong recently. One, I forgot to cut out bread. That's been one thing that's the reason. Because like last time I was working out and trying to lose weight, I lost like 13, 15 pounds within a month. Whereas this time I barely lost 10. Like it was either 10 or 9. So I realized that I messed that up, and also I didn't do the whole. Last time I did this, I didn't calculate my maintenance calories and shit like that. I just nibbled on boiled chicken and broccoli throughout the day as I, would run and go to work. But basically, earlier this week, I discovered I was doing, I was missing out on some stuff that because I'm not doing it, it's making it significantly harder. So starting tomorrow, I'm incorporating all those things I did last time, and I'm gonna start using this maintenance calorie shit to calculate how many calories I need to be eating, and also now cutting out bread and all that shit that I didn't cut out last time. So pretty much what my goal is to, by this time next month, lose closer to 15 pounds instead of 10.
It's a good thing I don't like bread. I feel like if I ate more bread then I would have been way fatter than I am right now.
Background has changed to him playing tic-tac-toe. He has lost once, tied twice, won once.
See, I don't lose or gain weight like that. I literally just fluctuate from 200 to 210. It is weird.
Alright, it's 3 ties, 1 win, 1 loss. Intense gameplay.
Not really. I think we're focusing too hard on my game of tic-tac-toe here, guys.
That's what I'm talking about. I said intense gameplay.
The silence.
Jacob here going for the good, you got the
I feel
cancel.
like you're doing the same thing over and over.
Alrighty, Jacob's making the move here. He didn't shut him down. Oh, dang it. That's going to be a penalty. Alright, Jacob going in pretty hard, fast-paced this time. He's going to cut that off, and he's going to get a tie.
I made a penis!
Riveting gameplay, folks. Oh, but Jacob's going to walk away 1-2. Competitive tic-tac-toe. I am curious how many things there are competitive scenes for.
I don't know.
Like, I'm curious as to how many things, like a competitive scene, like people, like a huge number of people get together and have like a tournament of something. I wonder how many just small, insignificant competitive things you can do that there's like a legitimate, like, hardcore scene for. Like, are there national thumb war wrestling tournaments that are held?
Yes.
Like, that's the kind of shit that I think would be hilarious and amazing.
Allison, are you
to
just
go
a part of this now? Do you want me to...
Yeah, special guest, Allison.
You have to start speaking up. You're part of it now.
Background has changed to our good old friend Balloon Tower Defense.
Justin, I don't know if it's loud enough, and it's facing me.
I'm sure it'll be fun. I know here, worst case scenario, put it between you two, because we all know I'm loud enough for it to pick up.
Well, that's fine now, but it's still going to be muffled because you're hitting the back of the mic.
Oh, well.
It's whatever.
It's all
If you
good.
hear me, you hear me. If you don't, you don't.
But yeah, no, what was I going to say?
My nuts.
No, yeah. like petty stuff that there are legitimate tournaments for. Tic-tac-toe. I'm sure there's a tic-tac-toe one.
You think there are furries out there that just play Thumb Wars in their costumes?
Furry Thumb Wars?
Paw Wars.
It's like Star Wars, but Paw Wars.
The opening crawl. Oh, now I'm thinking about furry Star Wars. Wait a second. The opening crawl is just ooh.
Oh my god.
R2D2 is just one of those puffy balls with eyes.
No. Now I'm thinking about R2D2 when he like, you know how he screeches whenever he like gets tossed around or something. When he screeches, it's just like a high pitched woo, just.
We'd have to start a rebellion. There'd be no more Paw Wars.
Oh my god.
Sometimes another crusade is necessary. Doing the Lord's work.
I'm doing a challenge, but I don't know what challenge I'm doing.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That, I don't know how, but that brought on this. What's probably your favorite alternate history to think about? What's your favorite big historical event for you to think, man, if it would have gone another way, how would the world be right now?
I don't know. We'd probably still have slavery if, whatever.
That is a common one. Like, what would have happened if Abraham Lincoln didn't declare the Emancipation Proclamation and the Civil War dragged out and it ended with either a ceasefire or if it ended in a Confederate victory? That's another, like, that is a popular one.
What if the Indians won?
Yeah, what if the Native Americans were able to drive away the colonists? And that is also a good, interesting one.
With my family history, I would have still probably been here, just less white.
I think that's the same for a lot of people.
No white. There would have been no white. Unless one
I
of
don't
your
know.
great grandmothers
I'm sure
had a one-night
somewhere-
stand before the colonists had
I'm
out.
sure somewhere down the
yeah.
line, the Native Americans would be progressive and let some whiteys in.
And that would have been their first mistake.
That would have been their downfall.
Yeah. No, history is changed and everything is undone by them simply saying, we don't need any blankets, but thanks though.
You're not wrong. Oh my god. We have problems.
One that I like to think about is how different things would be if we didn't have the civil rights movement. Honestly. Like, if we would not have had the civil rights movement, specifically the civil rights movement in the 1960s, do you like, of course someone else would have came along and brought about a civil rights movement, but if we didn't have specifically the one in 1960, do you think that a different one would have taken place before now, or do you think that right now here in 2018 we would still have segregation?
Okay, let's go back a little bit.
Right.
You said 2018. Now, I don't know. Probably.
So you think between 1960, if the 1960...
No, actually, probably not. Technology. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay, so you think the technological advancements actually would have enhanced segregation?
Yeah. I'm using my slow, vast knowledge of retardation to...
I mean, I don't know. I don't think anything would change between me and Davion. He still gets whipped.
The only difference is you would have to hide it, so it would just need to be in your basement. So yeah, just normal. Now that I think about it.
I can't.
Transitioning from alternate history to shit talking Davion real quick. Does Davion listen to these?
No.
Okay.
Why the fuck would he listen to these?
I'm just curious.
I don't know. He could. I don't.
He doesn't.
Well,
you know.
I
We
know-
all know he doesn't
I
do
figured
anything
He doesn't, but
other than work, video games, and sleep and get high.
he does
That-
go on YouTube
that
and watch
hippie.
videos.
That hippie.
About his video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Ooh, I have an interesting one. What if the Soviet Union wouldn't have collapsed?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what happened because it collapsed. What?
Okay, so with the collapse of the Soviet Union,
I'm
Russia,
going to die,
the
yeah.
powerhouse of communism, and its kind of birthplace,
I'm over it.
it would. I'm curious as to like if it didn't collapse in, the. I want to say it was the. Yeah, I want to say it was the. Either I can't remember the exact year. I know it was either the late '80s or the early '90s.
Scarier Russia?
Russia still a communism.
Scarier
Because
Russia?
here's the thing. Because here's the thing. A little bit right before the Soviet Union collapsed, there was a heavy heated military presence along the China-Russia or Soviet Union border, because China was tired of being a communist country in Russia's shadow. It legitimately there was like huge military movements along their borders. They were preparing for war. They eventually did end in a stand down, but in not too long after the stand down, they Soviet Russia collapsed.
It probably would have been.
But if the Soviet Russia didn't collapse, do you think that stand down would have eventually heated back up, and then we see a conflict between China and Russia?
Probably would have ended in a much bigger war.
Which then leads to the next point. Do you think us as America, seeing two communist countries fight each other, do you think we would choose the lesser evil in that? And I say lesser evil in quotes because it would have been whatever we as a nation consider the lesser evil in the times. Do you think we would have sided with that person, or do you think we'd have taken a step back and say, let them fight? Like Godzilla movie.
No, I feel us being who we are would have been like, that's probably going to get out of hand. Yeehaw! Let's ride in on our horses and take care of things. Boom! Another world war.
Let me go get my shotgun.
Okay, then, next question. Which do you think we would side with? I'm not gonna lie, my personal bet, China. I low-key really think that we would side with China if China and Russia went to war.
Yeah, probably.
Think about our trade history. It's, pretty significant. Whereas, we kind of got along with the Russians in World War II just because we were both busy fighting Hitler? That's the closest we've had to a positive relationship.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fighting Hitler too? Sweet.
Well,
all right, fist bump. All right, you go hit him from that side. I'll hit him from this side. Deuces. That's
I mean,
that's
think
our
about
history
it.
with
I
Russia.
don't really keep up. I'm not a big history guy at all, and I obviously don't keep up with anything. But I do know that I've heard a lot more of us in China than I have us in Russia.
We have a significantly better history with China than we do Russia. So I could definitely see us siding with China if we were even going to take a side. If we decided, all right, we got to get involved. Who are we going to side with, China or Russia? I'd see us going with China.
I know this is kind of off topic, but do you think Russians, when they get shot, they just pour vodka on it and go on with their day?
Call it a day. No, they don't waste that precious vodka like that. What the fuck do you mean?
Yeah, they'd rather bleed than lose that vodka.
Yeah.
The amount of money that you can get in the black market in Russia per fluid ounce for blood is not as much. Doesn't cost as much as the amount of vodka you could get per fluid ounce in the black market. Bag of blood, I run you $50. It is B negative. Bottle of vodka, I do $7.50. No negotiation. Or I meant 75. I don't know why I said 750.
$7.50.
Not $7.
Russians are like...
Not $7.50. $750.
It is good year.
It's a good year.
Yeah, the year of the vodka.
Oh, I thought you meant like the price was down. I was like, what? What are you
10% off, I run you 750. It is good price, da.
I need about 1,700 and another person.
I need 750 and one liver. It's for you whenever you drink this.
750 and your firstborn. What if I have about 7 firstborns?
7 newborns will get you. I cut it down to 350. I still need money to buy my father out of Gulag.
Jesus Christ.
He was thrown in Gulag for mispronouncing Stalin's name. Our glorious leader, praise be him. Oh my gosh. KGB's kicking, like they're setting up on that door right now, by the way. I'm sure they're about to breach and just,
hell no, I'm part of the National Guard, taking my woo!
you don't have a gun.
I have one of them,
Headsets?
I thought I had a Gerber tool somewhere.
No, you get the headset. Challenge them to COD. No, challenge them to something you actually can beat them at. Apex.
Bendy.
Magic. I can beat them at magic. Maybe.
I sit down. Alright, how do I play this?
They sit down, they're ready.
No,
They're like in meta and everything.
They literally come in with the guns and you're like, wait. If I beat you in a game of Magic, you have to leave.
They're like,
He drops the gun, pulls a full deck out of his ammo pouch. Let's do this.
I would just let them kill me.
I warn you, I mean white and red.
I would quit. Because if they came in ready with magic, I'd be like,
Specifically,
Well,
any
I
red
tried.
deck. Literally any hybrid deck with red.
I'm fucking done. Will you sit down?
Yep. Just wanted to create a image for y'all.
An image for the video, the
Yeah.
audio.
For those of you that don't have the Prime subscription and are getting the video of this,
Yeah, we're streaming live over on
twitch.tv.com. Twitch.tv.com.
Twitch.tv.12.
Da.
Dog.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, we're about to go to Germany. Bet you did not see that coming. Get it? Nazi?
It's a
Yeah,
pun.
yeah, I got it.
But
I'm smiling, but it wasn't funny enough for an actual laugh.
Well, not the whole point of a podcast.
well, you know
have
what?
to
If
be-
you didn't laugh at it, that's fine. But I'm
I'm
not going to sit here and
smiling
be
at-
okay. And frankly, I'm not upset that you don't find it that funny.
I think I shit myself.
But-
My eyes twitching.
My heart hurts.
I think I shit myself. I'm like, I wish I was kidding.
And frankly.
Oh. On a related note, do you know it's illegal for you to like just fly anything Nazi in Germany?
Yeah.
Literally anything.
I actually did.
Why don't we do that with the Confederates?
Because America landed the
Rednecks.
free. Yeehaw!
Rednecks are.
Like, okay, when it comes to any extremist group in history, and you can't tell me that it was an extremist group because it was literally by definition an armed insurgency against the government. Because we didn't recognize it as a country, so therefore, under historical pretext, it was considered, open quote, close quote, an insurgency. Technically, or if you want to talk about it, you know, morally, yes, it was a sovereign nation. They were a completely different group of people that were in the United States that had a completely different ideology than the United States of America at the time. But under the technical pretext, they weren't a recognized country, so therefore they were an armed insurgency against our government. That being said, it was a dark chapter for our history, dark chapter for our country, but you should never censor history. That being said, at the same time, though, the amount of Confederate flags flying in Kentucky is ridiculous.
Rednecks and incest.
Oh, yeah, I know. Believe me, you're preaching to the choir.
Listen here, I don't want to hear none of this insulting of our history.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not the type of guy
If I want to whip my...
I'm not the type of guy that thinks
Oh
that Confederate
my
flags
God.
should be... I just caught on to what you said.
That's
But-
why I stopped.
To be fair, we have a previous session. We have
That could have went multiple different ways.
We already have a previous podcast where Sebastian said, man, if George Washington had his slaves versus Hitler with his Nazis, who would win in a fight? That's already in one of our podcasts.
I don't think that's the same thing as me
did they
saying
make it
I'm
10
gonna win.
times worse for black Jews? I'm
Because
generally
because Hitler was a racist also. On top of being...
Did it then? Like, could he tell?
So, wait, and
If
he,
a black guy was Jewish, I'm sure they have
No, no,
big ass
what was-
noses.
what was his name? No.
Not only
they
is
have
that
wide.
wrong-
Their noses are wide, but not only are they wide,
But
they're also.
so long.
It's like another head on their face.
Here's the thing though. Hitler had ridiculously inaccurate system for measuring if you were Jewish or not. If your hair was a certain color, or if your ears were a certain length, he would say, "Oh, you're Jewish." Yeah, it was ridiculously inaccurate. Not to mention the fact that yes, he viewed African Americans as an inferior race, and he was super against gays. So if you were a gay black Jew, I'm just curious as to
Do you think
like
he
was
like?
×3 concentration camp.
What the fuck does that
Oh my
even?
god! It's
What is-
like gas chamber. Then you burn your.
Well,
Burn him,
what's-
and then like
No,
you
what the
torture
fuck?
him after death. You get on the Ouija board and just like, yeah, I'm coming at you in death,
You
bitch.
gas chamber their ghost.
Time for round 2, y'all. Hans, double tap.
I like my.
Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout. Oh my god.
Congratulations, you got the 2-for-1 coupon.
Oh my god, we're gonna die. Someone's gonna be like,
Censorship.
yeah.
do you think this is gonna be our first demonetized video?
YouTube's gonna sit there and
None
be
of
like,
them-
what the fuck?
We talking about putting Jewish ghosts in concentration camp.
Jewish black
No,
ghost.
no. That's a plot twist on Ghostbusters.
They have to fight the spirit of Jewish Hitler, so like how they
No,
combat
no.
it
They're
is...
secretly Nazis and all the ghosts they've been fighting.
Man, that newest Ghostbusters movie already had a bunch of criticism and
What, the one-
controversy around it, so just throwing that layer of irony on top of it would just
Yo, no,
icing on the
no.
cake.
Now, speaking of Ghostbusters, have y'all seen the commercial, like the trailer for the new one?
Yes.
Yeah, the one like it's
It's
gonna
like-
actually have the
It's the kids of the original
I thought it was
Ghostbusters.
the grandkids. That was
Well, the
gonna
grandkids.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like it's the
Yeah.
kids. They're involved.
be, you're a kid, you're a
Kids
squid,
of
you're
the
a kid,
family.
you're a squid.
Yeah, but the original, I'm excited because it looks actually kind of good.
I've never been a hardcore Ghostbusters fan, so
Well, I went.
Busters.
Ghost-
Busters.
Look, I went a lot of time without cable, so like it was just whatever movies I had, and I watched the entirety of all of Ghostbusters more than once, a lot, times 5.
So if I just showed up with one of those like big marshmallow suits that you blow up and hugged you, would you freak out or would you be happy?
Why would I freak out?
I don't know. You can watch something too much and then be like, gross. And then like see it in real life or something about it in real life and then be like, what the fuck?
I fed my nightmare a chip last night.
Oh, the giant bunny?
The giant.
See, that's
No.
That's
Okay, that's a story.
Okay, yeah, explain that, and then I want to bring up something.
Okay, last night when I eventually got out of the shower and we did go somewhere, everywhere was closed. So we just went to Walmart.
Like always, what do you do in Kentucky?
You go
Go
to
to
Walmart.
Walmart.
But we were hanging out and there was a group of kids and they jumped in the bunny suits and I obviously went and bought some chips because I was hungry. And I walk up to one of them, I go, like they were all just kind of like, jumping around. They noticed us, we walked up to them.
Right.
And I'm like, want a chip? So one walks over, takes the mouth, lifts it up, and I just fed it chips.
I'm gonna be real honest. China's probably gonna die in like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Completely,
because-
like,
From the Russians or from the virus?
I don't know. Whichever gets first.
How do you spell ancient? I'm explaining to Carrie what we're doing in Sunday campaign.
Do you have a microphone on your phone?
What are you spelling?
Ancient. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. We're explaining to her that we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
No more iPhones and no
Yeah.
more toys for kitties. I'm sorry about Santa Claus, little kids.
Santa Claus is dead. What? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
China just.
Yeah,
got-
he
Hold
got
on,
the
hold on. Can we,
coronavirus.
no, if we're gonna bring up Santa and death, let me just. I almost said ancient lightning dead. I almost sent her ancient lightning. Fuck. Hold on, I gotta. Hold on. It's not ancient lightning dead. Hold on. Dragon, not dead.
You thought about China dying?
Yeah, I sent Carrie ancient lightning dead. Not. Oh my god. Okay, she's gonna have to listen to the podcast to figure out why I said dead. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Bye, Santa Claus.
No, we're
He
gonna bring
caught
that.
the coronavirus.
No.
His immune system
Let's
was really weak.
Have y'all ever seen? I can't remember the name of it, but have y'all ever seen that movie where Tim Allen, I think is his name, the guy's name, he
Are you
kills
talking
Santa
about? Are
Claus?
you talking about Santa Claus?
Yeah. Can we just address?
Yes, we've
for the
seen
fact,
Santa Claus.
Can we just address the fact that it is written that if you take Santa Claus' life, you must uphold the throne. That is on paper. So
Do you think that applies for anything like Tooth Fairy or?
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, how many?
It does.
How many,
I'm pretty
like-
sure. Isn't that how Larry the Cable Guy?
I thought you were about to say, isn't that how Larry the Cable Guy became a cable truck?
Oh my god!
A tow truck.
He accidentally destroyed a tow truck, so he had to. The law of equivalent exchange.
See, has anybody heard or seen of him at all?
After the Cars movies,
No.
It's
I mean, he does do the comedy, but he hasn't done that.
he also does the
in years, I
Prozac
don't
commercials.
think. Oh yeah.
Consume Prozac.
Get her done.
Get her done.
Get her in. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
What?
What has
if,
been
what
today?
if the same rules applied to Hitler? If you killed Hitler,
Kill
you had to uphold. That's why he killed himself. Nobody else could uphold.
Yes,
He
he-
did the ultimate. He felt bad in the end and took the ultimate sacrifice.
No, what happened was he wasn't the original Hitler. He was the second Hitler, and it was like, I don't want anyone else to become this. He killed the first Hitler, then he transformed into Hitler. It's like, oh my god, no wonder he's always around. I have to break the cycle here and now.
There's always another Hitler.
It's just like Dark Souls. You have to break the cycle.
If history repeats itself, what do you think's gonna happen next? Like the same thing as
If we're repeating,
I think
centuries,
I think we're in the Black Plague era.
probably. I mean, yeah, it would make sense.
Well, if we're going by centuries, right now we're in the 20s. So, enjoy this economy while you can, because it's about to take a big old shit here in about 10 years. I think it was actually only 8 years. Yeah.
So what's happening?
Okay, if we're going by centuries, that means that the Great Depression is coming up.
I could.
Well, I've
I
been
could
going
see
through the
that.
Great Depression for I don't know, like 10 years now.
But, then after this, we're gonna have another World War.
We almost had that.
Yeah. See here, if we're going by centuries, basically expect neon to be a thing again.
Oh, neon's already a
Yeah.
thing.
Well, it's gonna go through another phase where it's the shit. I don't think it's the shit right now, but I think it's gonna go through a phase where it's the shit.
I've always loved neon. It's cool shit. Like Infamous Second Son was my favorite part. The fuck you mean?
I don't know. People brought back scrunchies and like
You know what? I'm glad it's dead.
what?
Those turtles.
Oh yeah.
What?
girls.
Disco girls.
I'm confused.
I'm glad that passed.
Anyways. No, hold on. If we're going to talk about things like trends that we're glad that are dead, Baby Yoda needs to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
No,
I
it was fine
like,
at first.
obsessed with it for a little bit. Now it's just kind of over.
I'm a diehard fan of The Mandalorian show. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It is probably one of the best pieces of Star Wars media out right now. Or out in general. It is literally Space Wild West. And I love every second of it.
I mean...
But... This Baby Yoda shit needs to go. I don't
They're
care
trying
if
to
they
bring back
kill
the
that
cat,
baby this
too.
season.
You know the cat meme where he's like...
Like, what?
The cat meme. The lady and the cat.
I misheard you for a second. I thought you said cats, and I was about to suffer some major pain.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Justin.
Oh my gosh, that hurt.
You remember that movie Cats? I was watching Cat in the Hat the other night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I made the statement, him, the Cat in the Hat, looks better than any of the cats in the movie Cats.
Alright, we didn't even see the movie Cat. We just read the plot lines, and that made my soul twitch. I was really tempted just to... Look,
Oh my god,
Okay, so-
speaking of...
Well, hold on. I just want to make one more statement. I am a man of faith, alright? I've read the Bible. I know that God created the rainbow as a promise to mankind that he would never flood the world again. However, I was really
Well,
debating
he filled
asking
the
him to...
world with gays.
No,
That's
no,
it.
no, I am really debating asking him to break that promise and flood us again, because after reading the freaking plot for that movie, we need a reset.
Justin, just because of that, if I survive, I'm going to bring cats back and make a religion.
Just a
God has
religion
always
based
destroyed
off
those who
cats.
worship the golden calf, Jacob. Go ahead.
mean,
In
it's
this
not
case,
gonna
the
be a
golden
cat.
calf.
It's going to be a cat. Hold on.
How long have we been going?
We need to start wrapping it
Okay,
up.
yeah, let's go ahead.
That went by what? Much faster.
Yeah, because of what we... Oh, man. I wouldn't be
Alright,
surprised if we got demonetized today. I'm just going to say that.
We don't get watched enough, but
Yeah, we don't get to watch enough, but if it does happen, I'm just gonna laugh.
what traditions did you want to keep?
Oh, there was the review.
Recap.
Yeah, recap.
Something else.
I think it was just a recap.
You sure?
Yeah, the recap is the only...
Oh yeah, no, those other stuff we wanted because it was like the intro
Yeah,
and the stuff
yeah.
in the background.
So,
Okay, we got this. We know what we're
recap.
doing.
Recap. We talked about a lot of shit today, I'm not gonna lie.
Talked about my masturbation habits.
First off, we talked about your masturbation habits. Then we talked about your unluckiness with D&D. Then we talked about my family's business. Then we talked about, we got to the alternate history bit. Then after the alternate history, we talked about the Russians and the Chinese and who America hates less. Then after that, we talked about
Ghost concentration camps.
Ghost concentration. Yeah, the Nazis. Then after that, we talked about.
I think that was my favorite conversation out of the whole thing.
What else did we talk about? After the Nazis? Was that one?
Cats.
Yeah. Then we talked about Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah.
Then
You
we
talked about dying
cats.
things we're glad dying, but that didn't go long.
Oh yeah, trends that we don't have the time to keep that conversation going. But yeah, so that's been the walk without the talk for today. Expect this one to come out at the same imprecise, unconfined schedule as all the others, where they get recorded always on a Sunday, but they don't get published until like Friday or Thursday or
Until
Monday.
when I feel
when
like it.
he feels like it. So, alrighty, that's all for today. Bye.
Hitler might have been right.